Hi everyone, this is Paris Debono of the Fortune Teller Shop, and a few people have already asked me to do a follow-up video on the coronavirus. I've already done 4 videos previously before this one, and those ones have been quite accurate. So people have been asking me to see if there's going to be more developments with the coronavirus and where we're at with it. Okay, so I'm just going to take out some cards and get a sort of vibe of what's coming for the world next with the coronavirus. Like, what developments do we have? These are my Marseille Tarot. They're just the major arcana, okay? Just going to get a feeling for what's coming up for the world with the coronavirus. Okay, the Magician. Well, the Magician kind of has a mixed meaning, I think, because it could be the media and people sort of telling us what they want us to know. The Magician tends to create tricks and illusions, and it shows the audience what he wants to see, what he wants them to see. So there could be a feeling of false information, people putting out all sorts of information for their own gain, perhaps. But the good side of the Magician could be that professional people are working on the situation, like creating magic to solve a problem. Okay, so it could be good or bad, that one, depending on what the other cards are going to show. The Lovers. The Lovers shows choices to be made. It also shows people were having to work together. Usually the Lovers is about people connecting together in a question like this. Possibly different choices. And then the Hangman. So the Hangman is showing that we're a bit stuck. Sometimes the Hangman means feeling like we're dangling, we don't have an answer. This could also be people in lockdown, people having to be not able to move around. So it seems like they're working on something, but there's also misinformation and sleight of hand. I think this is sort of saying people are confused and not sure which direction to go or what to believe as well. But it can also represent people working together. And then it shows we're in a bit of a lockdown situation, possibly because they're not going to allow people to move around as much, and even possibly travel, planes not being allowed to move around. So we're kind of in a bit of a stuck situation with the Hangman. So at least it's not terrible, but it doesn't show a solution. So now I'm going to do some Lenormand cards about the same question about the coronavirus. How is it progressing, and is there some sort of like positive news that we can hope for? All right, so this is the Belvoir Purple deck. Belvoir Purple Lenormand. Okay, let's see what we're going to get. Letters. So this is about the media and information. Flowers. Okay, that's good. Flowers or bouquet is a good sign. It's almost like saying something positive. Women again. This women seems to come up strong in the in these cards about the coronavirus. Health. The tree is health. That's come up a lot in my videos as well. Tree tends to come up a fair bit. And okay, this looks positive. Possibly things start to go in a better direction for everybody, or we start to hear positive news. It seems more promising than previous readings. There seems to be some sort of positive information that's going to come through. So perhaps we're going to start seeing a little bit more control with the health practices. Okay, I'm going to go back to doing the tarot again and see what these ones want to say. This is the Gold Sky with keywords tarot deck. Let's see what these want to add to the story. Oops, okay, these fell out. Okay, yeah, so that's like everyone's scared leaving, feeling disappointed, feeling like we've lost the fight against the corona. It's like people unable to deal with it. And also this one can sometimes means leaving things behind, going into the darkness as well. Okay, so that's interesting, but let's see. This card also means disappointment, like you've lost the battle. Okay, that's kind of positive. Getting on top of things. Still going around the world. This is about traveling. Going from different shores. Chariot is travel. And resting. I think what it's talking a lot about this time is people unable to travel, having to stay put. People getting, perhaps countries getting a little bit more grip on the situation because travel has been halted or limited. Possibly it's also talking about, because this can be hospitals too, people in bed rest. Possibly it's saying that the countries are trying to get on top of the situation and trying to not allow it to spread. Possibly checking people more in the planes. Chariot often means planes and travel. It's almost like we're getting on top. We're looking at people and countries around the world to see what they're doing. Sort of like improvement happens. If we go back to the two that flipped out, people feeling scared of where they're going and feeling disappointed, like they've lost, like we have lost something, but the battle's still going, sort of thing. It does look a bit more promising than previous readings that I've done. It's still not giving me a solution. Perhaps it's showing that the world starts to get a bit of a grip on the matter a bit more. Possibly by locking cities down and locking people's travel down a bit. Seems to be a little bit of a subsiding feeling here, and in the previous readings as well, in the previous cards. Okay, I'm going to do one more deck and we're going to just get some information from that one and see what we get. Now I'm going to do the black and white vintage Lenormand deck. It's kind of like an alternative Lenormand deck. Okay, so we'll see what it wants to say about the coronavirus and its spread and what we can expect. Okay, let's see. Responsibility. Okay. Well, this is humans taking responsibility for the way that they've treated animals and then the effect of the spread of it. Apparently, the virus originated from animals in China. So it's almost like we have to take responsibility in the future of that happening again. Rescue. Okay, good. Rescue's good. So someone comes to our aid, or someone finds a way to resolve something with the virus. So that's a good card. It's like we get help, or someone makes a breakthrough. The farmer, Okay, again, it's got a feeling of animals, of having to get back in control. I feel like that's a positive card because it's almost like getting in control of the virus that came from animals. Birds is to do with media and talking and information and twittering. And last one, New Horizon. Okay, well that's good. New Horizon can mean we sort of make a breakthrough, or we see a new way, or something opens up. It still has a feeling of being out in the world though, but this is kind of more pleasant. Out of the 4 other readings that I've done about the coronavirus, I have to say this is the most pleasant of them all. So let's hope that I'm right and the cards are right. Perhaps the World Health Authorities and people in charge start to get a bit of a control on it. Even though it's still out in the world, they might find that they can start to limit its spread. I'm just going to do some geomancy dice now as our last little bonus message. So the dice are going to give the world some advice. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to use these. So these are geomancy dice. That's one. Okay. So the geomancy dice go like this. So I'm going to try to fit it in the screen here. So we go 1, 1, 1, and 2. So we look up the 1, 1, 1, and 2. Here we go. Cuja Draconis. Okay, if I read it to you, it says here, endings, letting go, karma, a way out, sacrifice, exit, past wisdom, bad luck, make no specific demands, no signs of reward, ill fortune, downward path, terminations, walk away, live and learn, bitterness, toxic energy, and release. So what I'm getting from this is I think the world has to look at itself. We have to look at ourselves and see what we're actually doing to our environment, because this is karma. And it's also about letting go. It's like exiting. And we had that in the tarot cards as well, where it had them leaving behind and moving on from disappointment. It doesn't show a reward yet. And it shows we've had ill fortune and a downward path. So this is about us dealing with, we were going down the wrong path. It was a path of negativity, ill fortune, could even just be illness, terminations, things having to be terminated. Could be life terminated, but it could also be people's plans and travel and our freedom terminated, like not able to travel where we want to go. Walk away, live and learn. We have to learn from this. Toxic energy. We've been allowing toxic patterns and practices and health issues to run rampant. Okay, it's almost like endings as well. We've got to end our ways. Something's got to change, and I think that's the message in the tarot as well. It's about learning from our mistakes and getting on the right path again. Okay, so how I got this was the straight lines represent a dot, and the 2 dots represent the double lines. Okay, so when they came out like a line. So that was 3 ones and then a 2. Pretty cool, huh? Okay. This is Paris Debono of the Fortune Teller Shop.